What is good, people? Welcome back to the Like Minds podcast, episode 17. I have let the ball drop. If you're new here, welcome. You do not know that I've let the ball drop. If you are a returning subscriber, listener, then you would have known it's been a couple of weeks. I told myself that I'd be posting an episode every single week, and I just ain't been doing it for the past probably about a month, and I've got no excuse. I literally have no excuse. I wish I did, but this is just on me. I've not been doing the work, but we're back. I'm going to start posting these more personal solo episodes where I'm going to give you actionable points, things that you can take away and actually go and implement into your life. And I've already got 9 guests booked in today. Not today, but I've booked them in today for the next coming weeks. So there will be guest speakers. There is a bunch of incredible male role models that are going to be coming on, talking about the business that they do, talking about the things they do to their community. And yeah, stay tuned for those conversations, which I'm really looking forward to. But today we're going to be talking about the highest form of self-mastery, in my opinion. Okay, this is all my opinion. This is a talk that I did for my team. I work in a gym, and it was my first ever speaking gig, let's say. It was very small. There was about 7 people. So it's not worldly success, but it is planting the seed for what is to come in the future and living in alignment with how I want to be in my future self. And we were talking about essentially asking the question, who am I? And I don't think enough people ask that question to themselves. They very much get caught up in just achieving more things, and not even achieving more things sometimes. They get caught up in, I'm just gonna turn up and do my work. I'm just gonna do the same shit, but it's gonna be a different day. And life feels a bit flat sometimes. Your achievements don't feel that great. You never feel like you're moving somewhere. You're always placing your happiness somewhere in the future. And I believe when you start doing this work, when you start really asking the question, who am I? What am I made up of? What do I enjoy? What is it that I value? Then you become so successful. And successful in this bracket is just coming from a place of knowing. So success, I think, in my mind is automatically like, oh, how famous am I? How much money do I have? How many things do I have? But success to me is knowing who you are. Where did I write it? I wrote it down in a much better way so I don't completely fluff what I said. I said it means it knows who you are, what you stand for, and how you want to live your life every single day in the pursuit of your goals. If you can get to the end of the day and say that you've emptied the bucket on your goals, you've emptied the bucket on how it is you want to live your life, you are aligned with all the values and the things that mean something to you, then that is a really successful life, in my opinion. And I hope by the end of this podcast, by the end of this video, wherever it is that you're watching, that you feel the same. So why should you care? Why should you care about these things we're going to be talking about? Why should you want to achieve self-mastery? I believe that the inner work that you do, the inner work that we're going to be talking about now, is the foundation for all of your success. I'm going to jump one of my points where people think the more successful that they are, the better that is, they'll get an understanding of the kind of person it is that will be. And in some respects, that is. However, if you understand who it is that you are, I believe you will see more success, and success will come easier to you, because everything that you do is intentional. Everything that you do is with a purpose. Everything that you do comes from within. It's stress testing. Do I actually want this thing? Am I showing up every single day and doing the things that I want? Am I moving the needle forward to my purpose, to my goals? Does every action have a point? And when it does, then that is a successful life. Because I can simply say every single day, there is something that I'm doing that is making me grow, that I'm enjoying, that I'm impacting people. That's one of my highest values and goals, is leaving people better off than I found them. And if I can do that every single day, if I can just impact one person, then that is success to me. And yeah, I may not have millions in the bank. I may be sitting on my sofa in my room with my one little camera and trying to use a natural light to make this video. And I haven't got whatever the other YouTube and podcast creators have, but I am being successful in this moment in my life, in this season of my life. And I said before, live a life that's true to you. And I'm not promising you that you are going to make millions. You're just going to maybe understand what is success. And again, you will slowly get your way. If it is millions, then cool. But if not, you're going to do the best that you can, because it's coming from a place of knowing. It's coming from a place of understanding. And one way that I can distill all of that information is self-actualization over self-achievement. Rather than achieving more things, rather than achieving more goals just for the sake of doing them, start understanding who it is that you are and flip it the other way around. Because I feel like once you know that, the achievement comes as a byproduct. Because you're not even thinking about it. It comes so easily, you're in that flow state. So the 4 things we're going to be talking about today are purpose, behaviors, values, and super strengths. Values and behaviors are the way around. So purpose, values, behaviors, and super strengths. And these 4 things will hopefully pique your interest, will hopefully get you to start thinking, okay, maybe I need to start writing this down, maybe I need to start being more aware of these things, because together they're going to make you, they're going to make your identity, and they are going to set the baseline for how you show up. And again, once you know this, once you're dead certain on all these things and they start working together, the success that you have in your life is exponential. So number 1 is purpose, and purpose is always mistaken for some like higher calling. It's like, oh, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? And I just distill it and make it really dead simple by saying purpose is the target that you're trying to hit. Purpose is the thing that lights a fire in your belly. Like when you're waking up, what is it that you're moving towards? What is it that you're actually doing? What are your actions in favor of, in purpose of? And there's a great quote by Seneca that says, if no port is known, then no wind is favorable. And what that essentially means is if you don't know where it is that you're moving towards, then whatever action you take doesn't necessarily have any meaning, because it's just like, well, what's the fucking point? Like, I'm just showing up. I'm just doing the action for the sake of it. It's just that same shit, different day mentality. When you're really clear on your purpose, when you're really clear on your goals, then everything that you're doing is for a means to an end. It's like your training is to get you to this fitness goal. The way that you live your life is to get you better relationships. It's to allow you to show up in the workplace better. And you can kind of start making decisions. Every single decision is kind of stress tested against this thing. And funny enough, 80% of people don't write down their goals. 80% of people do not write down their goals, do not know where it is that they're moving towards. And I truly believe the quickest way that you can feel uninspired, unmotivated, and stuck, and again, back to that same shit, different day mentality, which I think is like such a sad way to live, such a sad mentality to kind of have. Like you should, if you're getting to that stage in your life, then something needs to change now, like right this second. If I say that and you resonate with it and it is the same shit, then it shouldn't be, your life should not be that way. You should not be wasting the precious little time that we have and just saying, oh, do you know what? It's just the same shit, it's just a different day. So start writing your goals down, start giving your brain a target to hit, because as soon as you write them down, you're like, right, okay, this is the promise I've made to myself. This is the thing that I said that I wanted. How can I get there? Your brain starts thinking, okay, that's the thing you wanted. What is the work that's required for me to go and do that? How do I need to live my life every single day in order for me to go and do that? Is there a part of me that is not aligned with that purpose, and do I need to change that? So you need to ask those questions, but you need to write it down. You can't just keep this in your head, because you're going to watch this video if you've made it this far, or listen to this audio, and maybe you're listening to the audio and you're watching TV. Maybe you're, well, hopefully you're not watching TV, but maybe you're on the treadmill in the gym. Maybe you're on a walk and you're noticing everything else around you. Maybe it's raining outside like it is now. Maybe you're just looking at the buildings, maybe you're looking at the cars going past. Maybe you're listening and watching something at the same time. So relying on your brain just to kind of keep this information in is straight away a recipe for disaster. So write them down in your notes on a piece of paper, put them somewhere where you can see. The more that you look at them, the more you remind your brain, it's like, right, okay, every single day, it's like, how am I going to get there? What is it that needs to happen today for me to get there? Give yourself purpose, give yourself that fire, and make them exciting, don't make them fucking boring. Like, make it true to you. It doesn't need to be this, like, again, this doesn't need to be, oh, I need to go and, I've never run a marathon before and I'm going to go and do it next week. Like, be somewhat realistic, have goals that scare you, but have goals that excite you, have goals that you think, fuck, can I do that? That's going to require, do you know what, that's going to require a lot of work for me to get there, but I'm ready to do it, and that's what's going to keep me going, and that's my North Star. And have different goals in different areas of your life. So my coach has a great thing, which is 5 Fs. And we have to set focus goals, we have to set financial goals, we have to set family goals, fun goals, and fitness goals. And you notice there that's like, you become so like multiversed It's not just the case I'm waking up, just go and do this one thing. There will be periods of your life where one goal is going to be the focal point of your days. Like at the moment, I'm trying to build a coaching business. I'm trying to inspire more men to start doing the inner work, start getting into the mental game, start finding their purpose. And that is a lot of my bandwidth at the moment, but I'm also training for a marathon. I'm also trying to be a good partner to a good boyfriend to my partner. I'm also trying to show up for my family. I'm also trying to make sure that I have fun in my life. So just because I've got this one big goal in my life does not mean that I just put the other ones to the side. So really take the time to write those things down, because again, those all together work to give you that purpose, work to give you that fire. Anyway, we're moving on. Go and do the work, go and write them down. Next one is values, and values to me are the standards that you hold yourself to. All you need to go and do here is look up a list of values. I'm pretty sure James Clear has, if you type in James Clear values list, straight away 50 common personal values, and all you got to do is just scroll and have a look and see which ones matter to you. And these change within different seasons of your life. So some of the ones that I pick now are probably quite work related, are probably quite focused on the thing that I'm trying to achieve. And it's not always going to be that way. If I have a family, then I'm sure family would be one of my core values. I have kids, I have other things to kind of prioritize on. And there's no right or wrong. It's really hard because the list is incredible, and there are a lot of things. I would choose a lot of them. I would choose literally nearly 90% of them if I could. But by choosing one does not mean that you're not choosing another. You just need to understand, okay, what are your top 5? On this list, what are my top 5? And then again, you work those backwards. They start slotting in together. So this is my purpose, this is the thing that I'm waking up for, and this is my value. Where can I kind of link these two things together? What are the decisions that I make? These are my values, this is my purpose. I can now make a better decision, okay? And also knowing your values allows you to bring your uniqueness to the world. We've got so much shit, ChatGPT, everyone's an expert these days. Knowledge is basically worthless in some spaces, but your unique takes, your unique lens of the world is what's gonna separate you out from everyone else. And the more that you know that, so one of my big values is learning, love of learning. That is a big value for me. And it's been like that for the longest time. So knowing that, I'm always making sure that I'm trying to learn. And when I'm not trying to learn, I'm like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you not reading a book? Why are you not taking courses? Why are you not watching YouTube videos? Why are you not trying to better yourself? Why are you not trying to challenge your understanding? Because you said you valued it. So always revert back to those things. And again, linking back to that uniqueness, there's over 2 million possible combinations from those things. So it's very hard for you to like pick something that someone else would. So now that you know what your purpose is, what are the things that you value, you can then start looking at your behaviors. And your behaviors are the daily actions that you're taking to get you to this thing. And this is going to be probably the shortest one out of all of them, but do they align with your purpose and your values? Does the way that you're currently living now match the goals that you're trying to achieve? Does the way that you're living now align with the values? Like I just said there, one of my values is love of learning, but if I don't pick up a book, if I don't do a course, if I don't challenge my mind for the past month, then that needs to change. I need to sort that out. That's the first thing that I need to work with. So it just highlights, again, where you need to get better, where, again, and things that you may not even realize. So I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but let's just say social media, okay? One of your goals is you want to start posting on social media. This is the easiest way I can use this example. One of your goals is posting on social media, and then the other goal, one of your values is authenticity. So you want to be on social media, you also want to be authentic, but you're not posting about you. You're not posting, you're hiding behind Canva posts, or you're not letting people in to who it is that you really are. Then that just highlights a weakness in your strategy, because you value authenticity, you want to be on social media, so that just means you've got to go out there and post content that is authentic to you, that shows your authenticity. So you can kind of use these things and start seeing the gaps and start seeing the areas, okay, where is it that I need to start being better? Where is it that I need to work on? There is a great quote that says, the gap between your intentions and your actions is a decent forward-looking indicator of your future success emotionally and financially. The gap between your intentions and your actions is a decent forward-looking indicator of your future success. So whatever it is that you say you want and whatever it is that you're actually doing, you need to make sure that gap is closed. You need to make sure that, okay, people can look at your actions and be like, yeah, do you know what, he's trying to do this thing, he's trying to build this business, he's trying to make it on social media. He's trying to build, he's trying to lose that weight. He's trying to change his life. He's trying to become the man that he wants to be. Make sure that those two things align. And then the last one is super strengths. So we are all good at something. We are all good at something, and we all love certain tasks. I love reading. I love like organizing things. I love impacting people. I love sharing my experience of the world. And I'm pretty good at speaking to camera, or it doesn't faze me as much as other people. Obviously, I need to get better. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm okay. I'm comfortable with doing this. I'm comfortable with putting it out there to the world of all of the skeletons in my closet. It doesn't faze me. And a little personal story to kind of let you know how, well, to show you how this can really help you is when I was trying to get my most recent job, working in a gym, there were other personal trainers that were trying to get this job. And I feel like the one reason that I stood out was because I went in there and said, okay, not only do I do this coaching thing, I've been doing the coaching thing for 8 years now, or however long it's been, but I also like social media. I can also make good videos. I'm also quite creative. I can also copyright. I can also do all these things. And that opened up the opportunity when I needed it the most. And that's because I knew my strengths. I knew the thing that I was good at, and I was wearing it on my heart. Wearing my heart on my sleeve, and just saying, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I love. And I'd like to think that made me stand out, and lo and behold, got me the job when I needed it. So double down on the things that you love. Start thinking or start writing down a list of the tasks that energize you and the tasks that drain you. Things that give you life, things that you think, oh, do you know what? I fucking love that. Some people hate being creative. Some people can't be creative and they hate it. But you might love it. You might think, oh, yeah, do you know what? I love thinking of different ways to make this thing look. I love drawing. I love editing videos. I love thinking of angles or whatever it is. But I'm terrible at this other thing. And once you start having a list of, right, well, these are all the things that I like, these are all the things that drain me, you can start connecting. And these are the things that I'm good at. Let's make it a little triangle here. If you're trying to change your career, or if you're trying to achieve something, you can then be like, right, okay, I've got a recipe for becoming a great marketer. I've got a recipe for becoming a great coach. I've got a recipe for becoming a great salesperson. I've got a recipe for becoming a great recruiter, whatever it is. And just because something drains you, little caveat, does not mean that you never have to do it. Sometimes things drain you, but you still have to go and get them done. It's unfortunate, it's a part of the game, but you've got to do that. But now that you're starting to do this inner work, and you're starting to get a bit of a picture, okay, of what it is that you want to move towards, what it is that you value, how it is that you need to live your life, and what is it that you're good at. You can then start building this picture. You can start building this self-identity. And like I said at the start of this video, once you start knowing yourself and you start leaning into all of these things and start showing up and doing the tasks and doing the hard work, you then start to see all the opportunities opening up to you and coming to you easy, because it's like, okay, I'm in alignment. I'm doing all the things that I want to do, and this is how it works. So that's it on the super strengths. But the final wrap up is, you should now know what you're moving towards, what gives your life meaning, how it is that you need to show up, and what you're an expert at. And those 4 things, doubling down on that, will make you the most successful person ever. Will make you successful to you, okay? Not to anyone else, not what anyone else thinks is success, what you think is success, right? Because you're moving towards things that you care about. You've got meaning. You know what it is that you want to do. You know who it is that you want to align with. You know what it is you'll stand for. You know what it is. You know what shit you're going to put up with and shit that you won't. You know what it is that you need to do to show up. You know the task that needs to get you there, and you also know what you're an expert at. You know what it is that gives your life, like that gives you like fire. And when you talk to someone, you're passionate. You're like, yeah, do you know what? I know my shit here. And those 4 things I honestly believe, is the recipe for a successful man, if I ever saw one. And this is because you're emptying the bucket. You're coming from a place of knowing, and things will feel effortless. I don't know why I was adding another one there. Jesus, effortless. No idea what happened there, but that was my talk. That was a bit of a rundown. I tried to do it quite quickly, just under 20 minutes. And yeah, if you actually take the time, pause the video, do the work, you will get so much from it. You will honestly get so much from it. And yeah, you can start seeing, you can wake up tomorrow feeling like a completely different man because you know what it is that you need to be doing and you know it is how you want to live and what shit you'll put up with. But like I said, this work is not to be done in your head. This work is to be done on paper. This work is to be done in your notes. This work is to actually be done. So make sure you follow the show. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on socials, whatever it is. Share your goals. If you're brave enough, you want to share your goals, put them in the comments, whatever it is. And yeah, I will catch you in the next episode. Peace.